Hello, everyone, and welcome to Game 5 of the 1986 World Series between New York Mets and Boston Red Sox, currently tied at 2 games each. This is the final game from Fenway Park, so we will be going back to Shea Stadium. Let's have a look at the lineups for the home team. Boston Red Sox, their pitcher, winner of Game 1, Bruce Hurst. Third base will be Wade Boggs. Second base, Marty Barrett. First base, Bill Buckner. Cleanup will be Jerry Rice, left fielder. Don Baylor is the designated hitter. Dwight Evans, right field. Rich Gedman, the catcher. Dave Henderson, center field, and Spike Owen. The shortstop in the bullpen, Calvin Schiraldi, Steve Crawford, Joe Sambido, Bob Stanley, Tim Laura, and Sammy Stewart. And on the bench, Ed Romero, Dave Stapleton, Mark Sullivan, Mike Greenwell, and Tony Armas. So that is the lineup for the Boston Red Sox. The visiting New York Mets, pitching winner of Game 2, Dwight Gooden. Their lineup leadoff is going to be center fieldman Lenny Dykstra. Coming in to bat second is Tim Tuffle, second base. Keith Henderson at first base will bat 3. Cleanup is the catcher Gary Carter. Batting 5, Darryl Strawberry. Right field, 6, Ray Knight, third baseman. Batting 7th, coming into the lineup, Kevin Mitchell is the designated hitter. Batting 8 is the switch hitter Mookie Wilson. And batting 9, shortstop Rafael Santana. In their bullpen, Sid Fernandez, Roger McDowell, Rick Aguilera, Jesse Orozco, Doug Sisk, and Randy Neiman. And on the bench, Ed Hearn, Wally Backman, Kevin Elster, Lee Mazzilli, and Danny Heap. So we're about to begin, and it's going to be the first pitch by Bruce Hurst. Oh, by the way, I did find out what the F was in the tired rating. What you do is you take the blue dice reading just as if it was a normal column 4 read. So here we go. Bruce Hurst with the first pitch to Lenny Dykstra. 5-5 is a 3. 5-6 is a 4. So that's a 7 on a 5. And that will be a base on ball. So Dykstra gets walked. First pitch of the game. First batter of the game. Tim Tuffle. 5-1 is a 1. 5-4 is a 1. It's a 2 on a 5, and that is going to be a ground ball with the infield back. And so grounds out. 5-3. And Dykstra moves over to second base. Keith Hernandez. 6-6 is a 4. 6-3 is a 31. That's a 35 on a 6. And a 35 on a 6 is going to be a short fly out to left field. If the pitcher has got a K, which he has, then it strikes him out. Struck him out. First strikeout. 2 away. And Gary Carter in the cleanup spot. Lot of 5. 5-2 is a 1. 5-2 is a 32. A 33 on a 5. Strikes him out. Second strikeout. And So after the top of the first, the Mets leave one on base, and it is 0-0. So Doc Gooden warmed up and ready to pitch to Wade Boggs for 6. Need to move these around. 4-6 is a 19. 4-4 is the shortstop, and the shortstop is Santana, so that's a 20 on a 4. With the infield back grounded out to first. And the fielder that took the ground out is straight to the first baseman, so an unassisted first base. Wade Boggs. Marty Barrett. 4-2 is a 2. 4-5, we're going to column 6, so it's 6-2. And Gooden is a right-hander, so it's a 16. And 6-5 is a 3, so it's a 19 on a 6. It's a deep fly out to right fielder Darryl Strawberry, who makes the catch. 2 away. Bill Buckner. 5-5 is a 6. 5-6 is a 4. That's a 10 on a 5. And a 10 on a 5 is a walk. So the first man on base, Bill Buckner, gets a walk. And up comes Jim Rice in the cleanup spot. 4-5 is a 2. 4-1 is the first baseman, who is Keith Hernandez, and he's a 1, so it's a 3 on a 4. And he's going to ground out to the first baseman and unassisted. So at the end of 1, both teams have left 1 on base, and the score is tied 0-0. So coming up in the top of the second, Strawberry, Knight, and Kevin Mitchell, the DH. Hurst to Strawberry. 2-2 is a 16. 2-5 is a 1. That's a 17. A 17 on a 2 is a strikeout. So strikes him out for the third strikeout for Bruce Hurst. Rain out. 1-5 is a 35. 1-3 is a 1, so a 36 on a 1. Grounds out to the third baseman. So a 5-3. Boggs picks up the ball and throws it to Buckner in time. And that brings Kevin Mitchell to the plate. 6-4. He against a left-handed, so it's a 60. And a 6-2 is a 1, so a 61 on a 6 is a double into the corner with 2 outs. If his speed is greater than 3, which Kevin Mitchell's is, he's going to stretch that out to a triple. So Kevin Mitchell gets to third base, and that brings out Mookie Wilson. Here comes the pitch from Hurst to Wilson. 4-3 is a 17. 4-1 is the first baseman, who is Bill Buckner, makes it a 19 on a 4. And the field would be halfway. And it's a single. No, it wouldn't be back because there's 2 out. So 19 is going to be a ground out to first, and that is going to go third to first. Boggs to Buckner, and that will end the inning. And so Bruce Hurst gets out of a sticky situation. And coming up at the bottom of the second, Don Baylor, Dwight Evans, and Rich Gedman. So Gooden to Gedman to Baylor. 5-6 is a 4, 5-3 is a 2, so that's a 6 on a 5. And that's going to be a walk. So the second walk given up by Gooden. Dwight Evans. 1-5 is a 1. 1-2 is a 1, and it strikes him out for the first strikeout for Gooden in this game. Rich Gedman. 1-5 is a 4. 1-3 is a 1. It's 5 and strikes him out. Second strikeout in a row for Dwight Gooden. Brings up Dave Henderson. 2-3 is a 2. 2-1 is a 1, so that's a 3 on a 2. And he strikes him out 3 in a row. And so after 2, the game is tied at 0, not like yesterday's game when there was runs galore. But this is a more tightly fought contest coming up. Rafael Santana, then back to the top of the order with Lenny Dykstra and Tim Tuffle. First pitchers. 2-6 is a 55, but that could change. The 2 raised to 55. And 2-2 is a 1, so that's a 56. Let's see what that number changes to. The raised number is 55 on a 2. It's going to be a 5. So that 2 is going to be a 5. So a 56 on a 3. Dribbler towards the mound. Pitcher tries to retire runner. Roll 1 die against the runner's speed. Sorry, it's on 2. We're on the wrong column. It's a 56 on the 2. Looping drive to the outfielder. And the outfielder in this case is the center fielder, Dave Henderson. If the outfielder's defensive rating, which is a 4, is higher than the raised number, which it isn't because it's a 5, and it's a single, so Santana gets on base with his first hit, and in comes Lenny Dykstra. 3-5 is a 3, but that will change. 3-3 is a 1, so let's see what this number changes to for Dykstra on column 3. 46 will be a 62. So that's a 63 on 3. 63 is a line drive single to the center fielder and runners advanced to base. So line drive single by Dykstra. And that gets Santana over. So we've got runners on the corners, no outs. And Bruce Hurst will pitch to Tim Tuffle, fielding halfway. 5-4 is a 1. 5-5 is a 3, so it's a 4 on a 5. Grounded out to shortstop halfway. Out at second, others advance, so it's going to be a fielder's choice. 5-4 Lenny Dykstra, but it will bring in Rafael Santana. And so the first run is on the board. And Keith Hernandez struck out in the first inning. 2-6 is a 55. The 3 may change. So 55 to 5 is a 1, so 56. Let's see what that Ray's number is going to be. 54 on a 2. That's going to be a 5 again. So 56 on a 2. Looping shot to the outfielder, who is the left fielder, Jim Rice. And he is going to allow the single. Runners advance 1 base if the speed is higher than the outfielder's arm. So his speed is not higher, so he'll only get to second base, but another base hit. Only 1 out, men on first and second. So they're halfway. Gary Carter, 1-4. Is a 35, 1-1 is a 1, a 36 on a 1. Grounded out to third. Infield halfway, second to first, double play. So it's a double play. Three, 5-1 to end the inning, but a run comes over, and after 2.5, the Mets lead by 1 run to nothing. So Dwight Gooden coming out for his 3rd inning of work. He will face Spike Owing, then Wade Boggs and Marty Barrett. 2-3 is a 3, 2-4 is a 2, a 5 on a 2. Strikes him out. So 4 strikeouts in a row for Gooden. And up comes Wade Boggs. Grounded out to first unassisted in the first inning. 2-1 is a 45. 2-2 is a 1, a 46 on a 2. And he grounds out to the shortstop. Santana over to Keith Hernandez, and that's 2 away. Marty Barrett. 5-2, 27. 5-2-2 is a 29 on a 5. Flies out to the center fielder. And that will end the inning as Dykstra comes in and takes the catch easily. And after 3, the Mets lead in Game 5 of this World Series by 1 run to 0. Strawberry, Wright, and Mitchell coming up. Strawberry struck out in the second inning. 6-5 is a 36. 6-1 is a 1, 37 on a 6. Strikes him out. So the 4th strikeout for Bruce Hurst. It's certainly a pitcher's game, this. Raynaud grounded out to third base in the second inning. 6-1 is a 16. 6-2 is a 1, 17 on the 6. Deep fly out to left field, and going back towards the wall is Jim Rice, and he takes the catch to retire. Raynaud. Kevin Mitchell hit a treble his first time up. 5-1 is a 4, 5-1 is a 1. That's a 5 on a 5. And he's going to ground out to third baseman. Boggs picks the ball and tosses it over to Bill Buckner, and that's the end of the top of the 4th. And after the end of that half inning, after 3.5, the Mets lead 1-0. Coming up for Boston, Buckner, Rice, and Baylor. Buckner walked in the first inning and was left on base. Gooden with the pitch. 3-5 is a 3, but that is going to change. 3-5 is a 2, so let's see what this number changes to. Column 3. 21 it's going to be a 4. So it's a 6 on a 3. And it's short fly out to the right fielder. Darryl Strawberry comes in and makes the catch. And up comes Jim Rice. Grounded out to the first baseman in his first at bat. 6-1 is a 16, 6-4 is a 2, so that's an 18 on a 6. And an 18 on a 6 is a deep fly out to the left field. Mookie Wilson goes back and takes the catch for the second out of the inning. And Don Baylor, who walked in his first at bat, in his first plate appearance, because it's not an at bat, of course. 1-3 is a 2. 1-2 is 1, and he strikes him out. 5th strikeout for Dwight Gooden. So the Doc, 5 strikeouts in the first 4 innings. And Bruce Hurst, warming up on the mound, will face Mookie Wilson, Rafael Santana, who scored the only run of the game, and Lenny Dykstra. Here comes the pitch from Hurst to Wilson. 5-5 is a 15, 5-5 is a 3, and 18 on a 5 is an infield single, and we'll go to column M on the action chart. So Wilson gets on base. So let's see what's happened after that. Four is a PB. If the blue die is higher than the catcher's PB rating, all runners advance, and so his pass ball rating is a 3, and the blue die is a 6, so it's a pass ball, and so Mookie moves to second on a pass ball. Rafael Santana singled and scored in his first plate appearance. 3-3 is a 5, but that will change. 3-4 is a 2. Let's see what the number changes to. 51 on a 3 is going to be a 62. So 64 on a 3. Line drive single. All runners advance 2 bases, so he's going to bring in Mookie Wilson for the second run. And the Mets take a 2-0 lead here in the top of the 5th. Lenny Dykstra, man on base, no outs. Man halfway, then 6-1 is a 31. 6-6 is a 4. That's a 35 on the 6. And a 35 on the 6 is a short fly out to left field. Does he have a K against him? He does. Does he? No, 6-6. No, he doesn't. So a short fly out to the left fielder, Jim Rice, and the runners will hold. And that's the first out in the 5th inning for Dykstra. For the Mets, Tim Tuffle, 1 for 2 so far. 4-4 is an 11. 4-4 is the shortstop, who is Spike Owen, and a 2. So that's a 13 on a 4. The infield is halfway. Possible error. Roll against the error rating. And the error rating of the shortstop, Spike Owen, is 45. It is lower. And he's going to get the force out. 6-4. And Tuffle will reach on a fielder's choice. 2 outs. Up comes Keith Hernandez, 1 for 2 with a strikeout. 4-4 is a 2. 4-1 is a 1. So a 3 on a 4. He's going to ground out to the first baseman unassisted, and that will be the end, but not before another run has been scored. And at the halfway of the 5th inning, the Mets lead by 2-0. Coming up for the Red Sox, Dwight Evans, Rich Gedman, and Dave Henderson. So Dwight Gooden, beginning to pitch his 5th inning, struck out these 3 batters that he's ready to face in the 2nd inning. 3-2 is an 11. 3-5 is a 2, so that's a 13 on a 3. And he's going to line out to third baseman Ray Knight for the first out. Rich Gedman struck out in his first at bat. 1-5 is a 4. 1-2 is a 1, strikes him out. 6 strikeouts now for Gooden. Dave Henderson struck out in his first plate appearance. 1-2 is a 1. 1-2, and he strikes him out again. That's 7 strikeouts for Dwight Gooden. And we go to the top of the 6th. Gary Carter, Darryl Strawberry, and Ray Knight will come up. Carter 0 for 2, strikeout and grounded into a double play. Here comes the pitch. 4-6 is a 19. 4-2 is the second baseman, who is Marty Barrett. 21 on a 4 is a single to left field. Umpire's option, though. So let's have a look at the umpire's option. Infield is back. Roll 1 dice, and it was a 20. So 3 on a 20 is an out. So 6-3. Gary Carter goes down. Darryl Strawberry, 2 at bats, 2 strikes. Bruce Hurst. 5-5 is a 20. 5-4 is a 2. 22 on a 5 is a walk, and we're going to go then to the action chart. That's the second walk allowed by Bruce Hurst. Let's see what happens on the next pitch. 7. Is it a wild pitch? If the blue dies either the catcher's... sorry, it's a wild pitch. If the blue die is higher than the pitcher's wild pitch rating, it is not. So there's no wild pitch. The Gedman manages to glove that, and it's ball 1. Ray Knight, 6-1 is a 16. 6-3 is a 2. That's an 18 on the 6. Deep fly out. To the left fielder, Jim Rice, and that will move Strawberry over to second. Kevin Mitchell, 1 for 2, hit a triple in his first. 5-5 is a 6. 5-4 is an 8 on a 5. And he's going to walk him. So a third walk, and because he hits the base, we're going to go to column F. See what happens here. 7 on F. SBE. Stolen base plus possible throwing error, but we can't because there's somebody on second base. So there can't be a stolen base. And with 2 outs, up comes Mookie Wilson. 1 for 2 scored in the 5th inning. 6-2 is an 8, but that will change. 6-5 is a 3. So let's see what this changes to. Right hand is a switch hitter, so he's batting right. 24. 24 is a 7, so that's a 9 on a 6. 9 on a 6 is a single to center field, so he gets on base. Single to center field, runners advance 1 base, runner on second may try and score. So let's see. Darryl Strawberry is a run of 5. He's got a speed of 5. Roll 1 die versus a runner's speed. If its die is higher, he's out. So this is going to be a 6. And so Wilson bats in the 3rd run, bringing home Darryl Strawberry to give the Mets a 3-run lead. Rafael Santana. 6-1 is a 16. 6-4 is a 2. That's an 18 on a 6. And an 18 on a 6 is a fly out to left fielder. And Jim Rice takes it and brings the inning to an end. And after 6.5, the Mets have a 3-run lead over the Red Sox. So as we come to the bottom of the 6th, we have Spike Owen, Wade Boggs, and Marty Barrett coming up. Gooden to Owen. 4-5 is a 3. 4-1 is the first baseman, who is Keith Hernandez. So that's a 4 on a 4. And he's going to ground out straight to the first baseman for the first out of the bottom of the 6th. And up comes Wade Boggs. Boggs 0 for 2 in this game. 3-1 is a 4. 3-6 is a 3, so that's a 7 on a 3, and it's going to be a single to left field. So Boggs gets on base, and that brings up Marty Barrett. 0 for 2, fly out ball times. 6-1 is a 57. 6-1 is a 1, so it's a 58 on the 6. And that is a single to left field. So we've got 2 men on. And that will bring the outfield halfway. First and second, men on first and second. No outs. 6-5. 16. 6-6 is a 4, so that's 20 on a 6. And a 20 on a 6 is a deep fly to right field. So the runners, any runner scores from third, which is with less than 2 outs. No. Any runner on second tags up and moves to third. So they're going to end up with men on the corner. 1 out, 2 out, sorry. And up comes Jim Rice. .65 is a 36. 6-2 is a 2. That's a 38 on a 6. 38, and he strikes him out. So the 8th strikeout brings that difficult inning to an end for Dwight Gooden. And after 6, the Mets have a 3-0 lead. Now, Bruce Hurst has pitched to 27 batters. So we've got Dykstra, Tuffle, and Hernandez coming up. 5-1 is a 5. 5-1 is a 1. That's a 6 on a 5. And he's going to ground out to the third baseman, Wade Boggs, over to Bill Buckner, and that's the first out. And I'm not going to play fatigue the way that it says. I'm going to play that somebody's got to get on base. He's got to do something wrong for him to be tired. So Bruce Hurst can continue. 1-2 is a 1. 1-3 is a 1, strikes him out. So Bruce Hurst gets his 5th strikeout. 2 outs in this inning. Keith Hernandez. 3-1 is a 31. 3-1 is a 1, a 32 on a 3. So he lines out to left field. And Jim Rice snags it and brings the top of the 7th to a close as we go to the 7th inning stretch. Ballpark, crowd, crackerjack, coming back. Root. Home team, shame. 1, 2, 3, strikes out, ball game. So there you go. That's the end of the 7th inning stretch song. Dwight Gooden coming up. Going to pitch to Baylor, Evans, and Gedman. So Don Baylor, 1 for 1 with a walk. No for 1 with a walk, sorry. 5-1 is a 5. 5-5 is a 4. That's a 9 on a 5. And it's going to be a base on balls. Has he got a raised number against that number? He hasn't. So he's going to walk him. So walk number 3 for Don Baylor. And up comes Dwight Evans. 0 for 2, struck out and lined out to the third baseman. 2-2 is an 11. 2-3 is a 1. That's a 12 on a 2. And the field will be halfway. It's going to be a single to left field. So I'm going to advance 1 base with 2 outs. There isn't 2 outs. So got men on first and second with no outs. So they're halfway. 1-2 is a 2. 1 more strikes him out. That's a nice strikeout for good. Boston need to get a run on the board quick. Dave Henderson, 0 for 2, 2 strikeouts. Gooden pitches. 3-2 is an 11. 3-5 is a 2. That's a 13 on a 3. And he lines out to Santana for the second out of this inning. Spike Owing. Man on first and second. The field is back. 4-5 is a 3. 4-2. We're going to the 6 column. 4-5 is a 31. 33 on a 6. And he pops out to the shortstop. So Santana comes in, takes the catch, and that ends the 7th inning. And the Mets lead by 3-0. So Bruce Hurst has done for the day. Pitched 7 innings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hits, 3 runs all earned, 3 walks, 5 strikeouts and no home runs. And coming in to replace him is Calvin Schiraldi. He's a hold of 2 against a 5, so he's going to be a 43. So Calvin Schiraldi warming up on the mound. He's going to pitch to Carter, Strawberry and Knight. They have a 3-run lead. So here comes the first pitch from Schiraldi. 4-2 is a 1. 4-6 is the second baseman, who is Marty Barrett. That's a 3 on a 4. So he's going to ground out to the second baseman, Marty Barrett. So 4-3, easily over to Bill Buckner for the first out in this top of the 8th. Darryl Strawberry, 0 for 2 with a walk and a run. 4-3 is an 18. 4-3 is the third baseman, Wade Boggs, which makes it a 19 on a 4. So he grounds out. 5-3, and the second out of the 8th inning. Ray Knight, 0 for 3. 6-2, and Schiraldi is a righty, so it's a 16. 6-3 is a 2. That's an 18 on a 6. And that's going to be deep into left field. Jim Rice goes back to the warning track and takes the catch, and that ends the top of the 8th. And the Mets go down 1-2-3, but still lead by these 3 runs. So bottom of the 8th, we've got the top of the order, Wade Boggs, Marty Barrett, and Bill Buckner. So Boggs 1 for 3. Got on base last time out. 1-6 is going to be a 45. 1-1 is a 1. It's 46 on a 1. And he strikes him out. That's the 10th strikeout for Doc Gooden. Marty Barrett, 1 for 3, got on base last time. 4-6 is an 18. 4-3 is the third baseman, who is Ray Knight, and he's a 5, so that's a 23 on a 4. And a 23 on a 4 is going to be a single off the glove of Ray Knight. So Marty Barrett gets on base, brings up Bill Buckner. Bill Buckner 0 for 2 with a walk. 52 is a 27. 5-3 is a 2, so that's a 29 on a 5. And he's going to fly out to center field. And Marty Barrett will stay on first. 2 outs. Jim Rice coming to the plate. 1-3 is a 1. 1-4 is 1, strikes him out. 11 strikeouts now. And even though he's actually reached his fatigue, because he's not given up any runs, he's not fatigued. So he will come in to pitch in the 9th. He could pitch all the way through here. So as we come to the top of the ninth, Mitchell, Wilson and Santana. So Mitchell is 1 for 2 with a walk. Hit that triple in the first innings. 4-6 is a 2. 4-3 is the third baseman. So that's a 3 on a 4. So he's going to ground out to Wade Boggs, and Boggs just nonchalantly throws the ball over to first base for the first out. Mookie Wilson, 2 for 3, and a run and an RBI. So 2-6 is a 55 with a race 3, but that will change, or could change. 55. 2-1 is a 1, so that's 56. Let's have a look what this number is going to be. 36 on a 2 is going to be a 4, so we'll just make that a 4 so we don't forget. So it is 56 on a 2. Looping drive to the outfielder, and the outfielder is the right fielder. And the right fielder is Dwight Evans, who's got a 4. It's not higher, so the ball falls in for a single. And so Mookie gets on base. Rafael Santana, 2 for 3 with a run and an RBI. Having a good day. 6-6 against a right-hand. 59. 6-4 is a 2. That's a 61. There is a K at the side of that. 61. Double into the corner. Runners advance 2 bases with 2 outs, which we don't have. We don't have. So it's a double. And Mookie will get over to third. And that will be all she wrote for Calvin Schiraldi. 1.1 innings, 2 hits, no runs. Is responsible for the 2 that are on base at the moment. No walks, no strikeouts, no home runs. So Schiraldi comes out. And Steve Crawford comes in. To pitch to Lenny Dykstra. 1 out, men on second and third. Dykstra, 3-2 is a 29. 3-1 is a 3. That's a 32 on a 3. Lines out to right field with less than 2 outs. Any runner on third may tag. So out to center fielder. The runner on third is Mookie Wilson, and he has a speed of 5. So if this is not a 6, he will score. And Mookie Wilson comes in to score. Now, was this a sacrifice? Let's go to the third base coach. So it's a 5 minus, so it might not be run this, 5 minus the arm of, so it's column 1, 8, XB. Lead run is safe, easily advancing extra base. There you go. So I did score. I did get it right, thankfully. So the 4th run comes over the plate, and out comes Tim Tuffle. Still only 1 out. 4-6 is a 1. 4-2 is the second baseman, who is Marty Barrett. So that's a 3 on a 4. And a 3 on a 4 is a ground out. All runners advance 1 base. Run on third held, because obviously I forgot to move him over. So he's held, grounded out to third. 2 outs. Keith Hernandez. 4-5 is a 17. 4-6 is a second baseman. So that's a 17 plus a 2 and 19 on a 4. Second baseman. And he's grounding out to Marty Barrett. But again, not in time to stop that 4th run coming over. So this is it. The last chance saloon. Don Baylor, Dwight Evans, and Rich Gedman. Gooden to pick. 2. Well, we're going to the 6th column. So 6-6 is an 11. 6-5 is a 3. That's a 14 on a 6. Home run. So he lifts it, and Don Baylor clears the fence going back and gets the first run back, and that immediately sparks Davy Johnson to come out, and I've put those in the wrong place. Just hang on a second, guys. 7, 8, 3, 3, 3, 5, 0. Got to do all this again because I put them in the wrong place. Calvin Schiraldi. .120 1 not Steve Crawford. And scribble all those out. Dwight Gooden. Eight plus 1. So look how many hits he had. 1, 2, 3, 5 hits, 1 run, 1 earned. He walked 3, struck out 11, and gave away 1 home run. So Gooden will come off. And Roger McDowell will come in to finish the game. Dwight Evans. Here comes the pitch from McDowell. 6-6 is an 11. 6-3 is a 1. That's a 14 on a 6. And again, back-to-back home runs. And Boston have cut the lead in half. Rich Gedman. 6-5 is a 36. 6-3 is a 1. That's a 37 on his 6. Strikes him out. He needed that one. Dave Henderson. 0 for 3. 2 strikeouts so far. 2-4 is a 2. 2-6 is a 4. That's a 6 on a 2. And he's going to strike him out. 2 strikeouts. 1 strikeout away from the end of the game. And have we got somebody who can come in and pinch hit? So we're going to remove Spike Owing and bring in Wally Backman. So Wally Backman to try and keep this game alive. 1-6 is a 45. 1-3 is a 3. That's a 48. Strikes him out. 3 strikeouts in a row to end the game. And the New York Mets will go back. Of course, Wally Backman should have batted, should he? Let's move this back out again. So Mike Greenwell is the person coming in. So it's a 1-3, which is a 2. And a 1-6, which is a 4, which is a 6. It's still a strikeout, but let's get the right team in. Mike Greenwell strikes out. And let's have a look at the final result. New York 4, Boston 2, and McDowell pitched 1 inning. The win will go to Gooden. The loss will go to Bruce Hurst. McDowell will not get a save. Pitched 1 inning, 1 hit, 1 run, 1 earned. No walks, 3 strikes, 1 home run. Steve Crawford, 1 innings, no hits, 1 run, none earned. No walks, no strikes, no home runs. And so, as we total those up, Mets 4 runs off 10 hits, no errors. And the Red Sox 2 runs off 6 hits and 1 error. So the Mets, New York lead series by 3-2. First time they've led. And a game-winning RBI was the first, which was Tim Tuffle. So there you have it, guys. Hope you've enjoyed it. Mets march on. And they will be hosting Game 6 at Shea Stadium next time up. Until then, thank you all for watching and good night.